Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Brinkin Paradise Farm. So today is a chicken update. I know you guys have wanted this, so I'll show you. In this coop is one of our egg layers coop. And as you see, the buckets, I am struggling with some rats and mice, so I'm working on getting rid of those. The problem is, behind this wall there was a storage room that I just didn't want to go in because it had chemicals and stuff in it, like fertilizer and stuff like that. That's not why I didn't want to go in it, but it had a lot of work to do, and I had suspected that there was some kind of infestation of mice, but it seems to have gotten far worse. So got a broody hen. Hey. Oh, you're mean. She's been in there a while. I'm gonna have to figure out how to break her. So yeah, so coop one, it's a 3D printed egg, but these are the kind of colors we get. Been getting a lot of good we've been getting a lot of good eggs we get until recently with this broody hen. We were getting almost 2 dozen a day between this coop and then my OG chickens over here with Richard and his girls, which they're not in here. Looks like a couple are laying. That's cool. So yeah, those are laying hens. Now the meat birds, the project started off with just using what I had, which was Richard's flock. There's like some, Richard is a leghorn, and then the other ones are, I don't remember. They look like they're just barnyard mixes anyway. So I wanted to see what would happen and how to eat those, or how those birds come out in terms of eating. So I did raise a few to butchering age. I think we ended up just stopping it at 16 weeks. I was gonna try and go to 18 or 20, but by the time I got to 16, I was like, this is just kind of ridiculous. They're not getting too much bigger. We ended up selling off most of the hens, which was fine because they were a lot smaller. The roosters were a bit bigger. Thing is, they dressed out to, I think only one was 4 pounds. The rest were like 3 and under. I think one of them dressed out to like 2 pounds. So, I mean, that's not great after 16 weeks. I know Cornish cross, blah, 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 but still trying the no-till thing, or not no-till. We're trying the thing with the heritage birds. So here is going to be my new meat bird breeding group. The rooster's bigger because I got him way before the other ones, but they got along enough to where I put them all together. He is, and there might be other roosters in there, but he is a Rhode Island Red, and the other ones are Delawares. Finally found somebody local that had Delawares, so yeah, I'm raising. I wanted to do Delawares with the Rhode Island Red, not only to create sex links, but also so that I could they're supposed to be, so Delaware is, I don't know if you know all the history or whatever, Delaware was one of the birds that was like the Cornish cross of birds before Cornish cross came along, so or were developed over decades. So it should be a good meat bird. The only thing is they grow out slow apparently, whereas Rhode Island Reds grow out a lot quicker. So I'm hoping the mix between the two will get a bird that grows out quicker and is a little bit bigger. So yeah, this is the coop I built. I don't know if I've shown you guys the full thing. I had some troubles because, you know, didn't have the right tools, didn't really have the right wood and all that, so I just kind of used what I had. These tops probably got to get changed out. They're screwed down right now because that chickens aren't laying anyway, so there's no reason to open them. And as you can see, one's already warping. And the other thing is, I think I have this not level. I have to get out of level and check, but I don't know if it was the wood or this, like the wood that I put for the top of this, but actually this looks like it's down. It might just be because I screwed it down, but basically if it was level up there, down here it was like, no, it was up like that. Anyway, this is even worse. I haven't been back here lately to check on this, so definitely got to do something about that. But anyway, they're not laying yet. They're still not going to be laying for a little while, so I'm not going to worry too much about it right now. And worst case, I guess I can just undo the screw every time. It'd be a pain in the butt, but I did put a solar light up here to kind of help out when we're coming out here at night, because I found that especially when they were younger, they wouldn't go in the coop until it was night. They still don't. So I kind of wait until it gets a little bit darker out in order to close them up. Eventually I'm going to put a solar door on there so that it'll open with a timer. But yeah, those are going to be the meat bird mix. So those of you who donated and are waiting for chickens, I know I gave some of the Richard's group of chickens to some people, but yeah, these are going to be the new. I'm probably going to butcher a couple of those roosters that are in there, because I'm not going to need the roosters. I only need the hens. So we'll see how that goes, but that's the new meat bird project. Unfortunately, that means that these will be ready, I think, in another month. We're just in June now. I think we're in June. I think it's like 5th or 6th today. Those have until, I think, August is when they hit 20 weeks. So I think they still get 2 months until they start laying. Got to give them a few weeks after that before I can start incubating the eggs, and then, then it's another long process to for the birds to gotta hatch them. It takes 3 weeks to hatch them, and then 6 weeks in the brooder, and then at least 6 weeks in the brooder, and then however many more, probably like 14 more weeks. Well, hopefully you don't have to get them in 20 weeks. Hopefully we can butcher them at 16. So 10 more weeks after that. So we'll see. I mean, it's just, that means that we got quite a few months before we're going to be butchering any birds again, at least those birds. In the meantime, I don't know, thinking I might do Cornish cross, at least a small batch, just to have some chicken and to see how it goes and everything. I recently did a workshop, a local workshop. If I can remember, I'll link it down below or maybe on the screen or something. But I did a local workshop where you go out and he basically shows you how to butcher the Cornish cross, and I think that's pretty cool. I think that could be something that I could do over here as well. It was about an hour away, so I don't know, maybe I want to be like trying to steal his business or anything. But I mean, that's a good way of helping offset your costs, because it's not cheap to raise these birds, and people aren't going to always pay huge amounts for them. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about that one. I'm thinking that one through. But if I do that, that's going to be in the fall, just before, so that we can butcher them out just before winter. So it's not in the heat, and not in the crazy heat, and not in the cold. So, but that's it for that's the only update I have right now for the chicken project. The eggs have been great. Like I said, we're getting lots of different colors. We have some Black Copper Marans. So here's that group, the laying group. No, I'm sorry, not Black Copper Marans. One was supposed to be Black Copper Maran, but I don't think it ended up being it. I got the eggs from an auction and hatched them out, and it was a bad hatch too. But these black ones are Cuckoo Marans that we got from Tractor Supply. I'm sorry, Rural King. Cuckoo Marans that we got from Rural King. And then the one over there, that's supposed to be a black copper Maran, that red, and because he's got the dark legs. It's weird because that cuckoo doesn't have dark legs. Maybe that's the mix. No, it's not. Anyway, kind of losing track of them. I didn't band them at all because no reason to. But the rest of these are mostly barnyard mixes from Richard's group, or the Easter eggers that I bought from a local lady that was that hatches them. Not even local, actually. I thought it was local, and I ended up driving 2 hours to pick them up. It was ridiculous. 2 hours each way. It was a 4-hour trip to get my cheap Easter eggers. With gas, they ended up being like $10 a piece. I could have got them from Rural King for that much, or Cackle Hatchery or something. But yeah, here's a rooster. Let's see if I could let us get close. He is such a pretty boy. He is the Easter egger rooster. So we're planning on hatching some of these out. So since these are like our egg layers, we mostly just eat these or sell them. Selling barnyard mix hatching eggs don't usually go for much, especially at auction. But I do want to see what happens when we cross the Easter egg or rooster with these black copper, or these Cuckoo Marans or the other Marans. I need dark eggs. I'm going to try and hatch and make sure that there's no other roosters in here, so he's the only rooster. Yeah, just see how those turn out. I might even hatch some of the other ones that just from Richard's group, the barnyard mix, just to see, see what turns out. At the auction, sometimes cool looking birds sell for a good amount just because they're cool looking. But anyway, I'm rambling. That's the update on the chickens, so keep watching, and we'll get you more content coming soon. Hopefully I'm going to try and pick up the camera more often. I'm going to try and give you guys updates because I know that's why people donated and continue to donate. Anyway, thanks a lot. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.